Good evening, and welcome everyone to the 112th commencement ceremony of St. Genevieve High School for the class of 2026. I would also like to welcome those we just visited watching in the auditorium and to those watching graduation streamed live via the internet throughout the world. I ask that everyone please remember this commencement ceremony is an important occasion for our graduates, families, and friends. It represents the culmination of 13 years of hard work. Although it is a happy time, it should be a ceremony, and that should be dignified. Our bleachers are noisy. Please limit movement up and down the bleachers. We also ask that you turn or mute all cell phones or other electronic devices that might interfere with this ceremony. We thank you for your cooperation. I now call on the senior class president, Ms. Brianna Foff, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand, and gentlemen, please remove your hats.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. What?
I just want you don't have to read it out loud, I just want you to see it. Before I call on our next stage guest to the podium, I would like to take an opportunity to again thank the great work of Mr. Rapp and his woodworking classes. The special awards that we hand out at graduation are now being designed and produced by our students at SGHS under the guidance of Mr. Rapp. Also, for those of you entering the building through the front doors, you may have noticed some new display cases with beautifully lit stained glass that was designed and created by students in Mr. Rapp's School and Community Development Seminar class. I want to thank Mr. Rapp and his team of students for making these special additions to our ceremony and for creating a space in which students can give back to our school and our community. I would also like to thank Mr. Roth and our School Development Seminar class. Again, this year they've been working extremely hard to add a few new additions to SGHS prior to graduation. For those of you that entered the front doors, you may have noticed that our new picture collage documenting education at SGHS from 1945 to the present. As a former social studies teacher, I love spending time in the evening just walking the length of the Commons and reflecting on our history. Also, Mr. Roth and his team of students worked hard to create the new wall in the Commons, helping to brand SGHS, and also the graphic behind me prior to graduation. Mr. Roth, thank you. We also want to take a moment to express our sincere appreciation to our maintenance department, custodians, and technology department. Their hard work, and especially the extra time and effort they've put in for this year's graduation, has made this evening truly special. So much of what makes this event possible happens behind the scenes, and we are incredibly grateful for the dedication and pride they bring to our school community. I would like to take a special moment to thank Mrs. Cassie Schmelsley for the wonderful additions to graduation and, quite honestly, keeping everything together during an extremely busy time. This event would not be possible without her and her efforts. Also, Mrs. Lori Dunn, Mrs. Stephanie Brumfield, and Mrs. Brandy Henderson are all integral parts in making graduation a success at SGHS. Ladies, thank you. Finally, I'd like to take an opportunity to thank all of our faculty and staff that work diligently to serve our students, not only at SGHS, but throughout the St. Genevieve R-II school community. Again, this year, I set a goal to increase the number of faculty and staff members that we have participating in the graduation ceremony. As you look at the green chairs to my left and to my right, these faculty members not only helped me achieve a goal, but they have truly showed our students the importance of education as we are all here to recognize them this evening. As we prepare for each graduation, we oftentimes go back to watch previous ceremonies to make sure that we don't miss any key elements. This year I went back to watch the ceremony from 2022, which was my first as high school principal, and we had 27 faculty and staff members walking with us in the graduation ceremony. 27 in 2022. This year we have over 115 faculty and staff members joining us and participating in this achievement of the senior class of 2026. It's actually larger than the number of graduates that we have participating in the ceremony this year. The impact that these individuals have on our students from their preschool or kindergarten classrooms through the halls of SGHS is remarkable. The relationships that are built each day and the love that is shaped for our students is unparalleled. Students, parents, community members in attendance, please help me thank the amazing work that our educators do to serve our students and our educational community every day. Thank you, guys. Now I would like to call our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Lance McClard, to the stage for some introductions of special guests.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor as Assistant Superintendent to welcome you and recognize the individuals whose leadership and service helped make this evening possible. First, I would like to introduce the members of the St. Genevieve County R2 Board of Education. These dedicated community leaders give their time, insight, and service to support our schools, staff, and most importantly, our students. As I introduce our board members, please stand and remain standing. We ask that you hold your applause until all members have been introduced. President, Mr. Eric Bosler, 15 years of service. Vice President, Mr. Joshua Gettinger, 4 years of service. Secretary, Ms. Jerry Diesel, 5 years of service. Member, Mr. James Kirchner, 29 years of service. Member, Ms. Martha Riesinger, 36 years of service. Member, Ms. Jamie Ballou, 4 years of service. Member, Mr. Philip Kwan, 1 year of service. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing our Board of Education for their commitment and service. I would also like to introduce our administrative team. As I introduce our team, please stand and remain standing until all members have been introduced. Please hold your applause until all administrators have been recognized. Here on the platform with me are Dr. Paul Taylor, Superintendent, Dr. John Boyd, High School Principal, Mr. Dustin Schnabel, High School Assistant Principal, Dr. Jeff Nix, District Athletic Director, and stationed throughout the gymnasium this evening to assist are Dr. Jamie Jury, Director of Student Services, Dr. Scott Mercer, Middle School Principal, Dr. Kristen Huffman, Middle School Assistant Principal, Mr. Nate Kingry, Bloomsdale Elementary Principal, Miss Andrea Fritsch, Bloomsdale Elementary Assistant Principal, Dr. Nanya Gegg, St. Genevieve Elementary Principal, Dr. Stephanie Sulser, St. Genevieve Elementary Assistant Principal, and Dr. Bethany Ketting, Director of Early Childhood. Please join me in thanking our administrative team for their leadership and support. Finally, tonight would not be possible without the many employees who have supported these graduates throughout their journey. Would all St. Genevieve County R2 teachers, counselors, coaches, support staff, custodians, transportation staff, food service staff, and all district personnel please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing the St. Genevieve County R2 staff for their countless ways they've contributed to the success of the 2026 class.
At this time, it gives me great pleasure to call on the 2026 salutatorian, Miss Eleanor Sierra McClin.
Good evening. To be completely honest with you all, what I'm saying today is not at all what I rehearsed yesterday. I went home and rewrote the entire thing. I was practicing my speech in this very spot yesterday after all of you left, and I realized that what I was saying, while parts of it were what I wanted to say, that was all it was, parts. I reflected on how I wasn't quite sure what I was feeling as the ceremony crept up on us, how I didn't really feel sad. It was all moving too fast for me to really process what I was feeling. I talked about how the memories we made all the way from elementary until now were what made our class special. We all weren't just part of one friend group for 12 years. I mean, I've been in friend groups and had encounters with nearly all of you over the years. From Mrs. Rust's 4th grade class, the never-ending game of tag, Kyra, Connor, Eli Sawyer, if you all remember, or 5th grade with the Becky squad. Caden, I'm looking at you. I talked about the big group of girls who sat together in the gym every 6th grade morning on the floor. And I even talked about a high school memory of me accidentally nailing Mrs. Moser in the face with a volleyball after EOC testing, and I'm sorry for mentioning it now. Basically, I reflected on how those memories, with you guys and the teachers, were the true things I would miss from this place. Because while I may be standing up here as salutatorian, it did not mean I loved coming to school every day. But as I was practicing this speech yesterday, I realized that missing only the memories wasn't true. I'm gonna miss all the things I didn't do. We all have regrets, even at 17, 18 years old, if not a lot, some at least. And for me, it took until 2nd semester of senior year to finally have the courage to make the choice not to add on to the already long list of regrets I had before leaving high school. One of the choices I'm referring to, well, let's just say if you would have told me, even at the beginning of senior year, that I would have played a fat green ogre on the PAC stage, I would not have believed you. But I loved it. And it was as simple as that, just not being afraid to potentially embarrass yourself a little. All throughout high school, I let thoughts of potential judgments from other people, fear of failing, or just fear of stepping outside of my comfort zone control my actions. And after I finally broke free of that, I can tell you that every cliche phrase you've ever heard about things getting better once you stop caring what other people think, they're all true. Don't be afraid to try new things or things you've always wanted to try. And if you're not quite sure what it is you want to try, well, if you're looking for reasons to do it, you're probably just trying to convince yourself of something other people are pushing you to do. But if you're looking for reasons not to do it, there's at least some small part of you that wants to try. Don't be afraid to look weird or embarrass yourself, because in all of that, you'll find the people who understand you better than anyone. I know I wouldn't be the same person I am today if I hadn't pushed myself outside of my comfort zone and found the people that know me better than anyone. We've all known each other for years, and the familiar faces that we see every day soon won't be so familiar anymore. So if we're gonna go off and meet new people who will drift in and out of our lives, not see them every day like we've seen each other, possibly only know them for half as long as we've all known each other, what's the harm in risking embarrassing yourself a little? You find out who you are when you take the step away from constantly thinking about who others think you are. I found that I love theater and sunsets and the occasional salad and just deep conversations, and I love all the people I found that appreciate me whenever I was finally comfortable with being myself. So wherever you go, whether it's college or work or the military or wherever, don't be afraid to just be yourself. I regret not figuring that out sooner in high school. I think I would have enjoyed myself a little more. But we can all control what we may or may not regret after leaving this place. So thank you all for listening, and I hope that wherever you go, you're you. Thank you.
Thank you, Eleanor. I now call on Mrs. Michelle Jokers for the presentation of the Tri-M Music Honor Society and the Vocal Music Award.
Graduates wearing honor cords colored in pink are members of the St. Genevieve chapter of Tri-M Music Honor Society. Members are selected by participating in various music activities, go above and beyond both musically and academically, and volunteer their musical abilities throughout the community. A member must also maintain an A in band and/or choir throughout high school. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing, and would everyone please hold your applause until all students are introduced. Carter Hoganmiller, Lucy Hunsley, Marlena Lukin, Cecilia Mooney, Emily Merrifield, and London White Hume. These are the Tri-M Music Honor Society students from the class of 2026. You may be seated. I am now honored to award the National Choral Award to Miss Lucy Hunsley. I would now like to welcome to the stage my colleague in the music department to give the Instrumental Music Awards, Mr. John Mooney.
I am honored to award this year's John Philip Sousa Award to Emily Merrifield. I would like to welcome to the stage at this time our Athletic Director, Dr. Jeff Nix, for the presentation of the 2026 Athletic Awards and Special Recognitions.
I am honored to present this year's Armella Peterson Award for Outstanding Senior Female Athlete to Miss Emma Lee Gegg. I am honored to present this year's Mal Kimmel Award for Outstanding Senior Male Athlete to Mr. Paul Joseph Taylor. I would also like to take a moment to recognize the state champions from the class of 2026, Mr. Paul Taylor and Mr. Jacob Warren. Paul and Jacob, would you please stand to be recognized for this outstanding accomplishment?
Thank you, Dr. Nix. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to call on the 2026 valedictorian, Mr. Gavin Nathaniel Gegg.
Good evening, everyone, teachers, staff, family, friends, and the graduating class of 2026. It's an honor to stand here today as your valedictorian. Like a lot of us, I've spent the past few weeks thinking about everything that's happened over the last 4 years and what lessons I'll actually carry with me after graduation. Surprisingly, one of the biggest lessons I learned came from running. As some of you may know, I've been involved in cross country and track for the past 6 years. During most of that time, I liked the sport, but I never fully committed myself to it. I went to practice, ran races, and did what was expected, but I didn't always push myself as hard as I could have. Because of that, I didn't improve nearly as much as I wanted to. Then, during my senior cross-country season, I got injured and spent most of the season unable to compete. Watching from the sidelines gave me a lot of time to think, and I realized I was running out of opportunities to make the most out of something I cared about. So when my track season started, I decided that if it was going to be my last season, I wasn't going to hold anything back. I started eating better, training harder, running more outside of practice, and putting more effort into everything I was doing. Almost immediately, I started improving. My times dropped nearly every race, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like the work I was putting in was actually paying off. One of the best moments of the season was placing second in the conference 4x800 meter relay with my teammates. It wasn't just exciting because of the result. It meant a lot because I knew how much effort had gone into getting there. Then, right before districts, I broke my collarbone, and my season ended immediately. At first, I was disappointed because I hoped to compete with my team at districts and even sectionals. But after a while, I realized something important. Even though the season ended early, I was still proud of it. I was proud because, for the first time, I felt like I had actually given my best effort. What bothered me more was looking back at the previous years and realizing how much more I could have done if I had started taking things seriously sooner. Not because I would have won more races or medals, but because I know I left potential unexplored simply by not trying as hard as I could have. I think that's something a lot of people experience, whether it's in sports, school, relationships, or anything else. Most regrets don't come from failing. They come from knowing you could have done more. As we graduate, all of us are heading in different directions. Some people have everything planned out, and some people are still figuring things out. But no matter where we end up, we're all going to have opportunities in front of us, and eventually we'll have to decide how much effort we're willing to give. My advice is simple. Don't hold back. Put effort into the things that matter to you. Take advantage of opportunities while you still have them. Don't wait until the end to find out what you were capable of all along. Because even though my final season didn't end the way I wanted it to, it taught me something I'll remember for the rest of my life. It's easier to accept a result that didn't work out than to live knowing full effort was never given. And with that final note, I'd like to thank Mr. Rapp for always brightening my day and adding some much-needed foosball, Dr. Boyd, Mr. Toombs, and Coach Boyd for always pushing me to work harder, Miss Uzel for teaching me not only about French, but also a multitude of other subjects as well, and my family for always supporting me along the way. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you, and good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Gavin. At St. Genevieve High School, we often talk about our motto, family, tradition, and excellence. Tonight, we celebrate excellence, and we honor tradition, but we would be missing something important if we didn't take a moment to recognize the role that family has played in helping each of these graduates reach this stage. Graduates, none of you arrived here alone. Each of you has someone, whether it be a parent, grandparent, guardian, family member, or another important person who has supported you, encouraged you, and stood beside you along the way. At this time, we're going to give you a brief opportunity to find that person and offer a small token of your appreciation. Graduates, please take just a moment to connect with those who have meant so much to you, and then return to your seats so we may continue our ceremony. To those family members and supporters here tonight, thank you. Your impact is evident, and in the young men and women seated before you, this moment belongs to you as much as it does to them. So thank you. Now we would like to give some special recognition to exceptional awards received by several groups of seniors. To start, I would like to ask Mr. Cody Schwint to please come to the stage for recognition of the National Honor Society students.
Graduates wearing light blue satin pendants are members of the Dragon Chapter of the National Honor Society. This organization is the most prestigious of the co-curricular groups at the high school level. Members are selected by a faculty committee and are students who reflect outstanding accomplishments in the area of scholarship, character, leadership, and service. All 4 areas are equally considered, and students selected for membership must continually strive to use their talents and skills for the improvement of society. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing. And would everyone please hold your applause until all students are introduced. J.C. Bowman, Elijah Bennett, Luke Ferranto, Kennedy Fisher, Sophie Garcia, Emma Gegg, Vivian Kiefer, Allison Loudenbach, Eleanor McClin, Cecilia Mooney, Brianna Foff, and Abigail Woodard. These are the National Honor Society members from the class of 2026. Students, you may be seated. I would now like to welcome to the podium Mrs. Jamie Bowman for the recognition of the National Art Honor Society students.
Graduates wearing honor cords colored in the primary and secondary colors are members of the St. Genevieve chapter of National Art Honor Society. Members are selected by demonstrating outstanding abilities in the visual arts, including participation in art shows and sales, and museum and gallery exhibitions. Students must also receive letters of recommendations from teachers in the area of creativity. Every year I screw it up somehow. Dedication, service, and character, and must have achieved an A average in fundamentals of art and maintain that average every art course thereafter. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing. And everyone, please hold your applause until all students are introduced. These are my art girls. J.C. Bowman, Olivia Bays, Kennedy Fisher, Vivian Kiefer, Maya Klein, Kyra Kreitler, Trinity Monroe, Brianna Foff, and Lindley Weiner. These are your National Art Honor Society members of the class of 2026. I would like to ask Mr. Tyson Roth to please come to the stage for recognitions of students in our local chapter of SGR-II.
Graduates wearing green, white, and gold honor cords are members of the St. Genevieve High School Student Council. These students were selected by their peers to serve as leaders within our school and are recognized for their dedication to service, school involvement, and positive impact on the St. Genevieve community. Their leadership has been guided by the 4 pillars of SGHS Student Council: inspire greatness, serve others, be more, and lead. Through their commitment to leadership, collaboration, and school spirit, they have helped strengthen the culture and traditions of St. Genevieve High School while representing the student body with gusto throughout their high school careers. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing, and will all people please hold your applause until the students are introduced. Elijah Bennett, co-president. Austin Hendricks. Millie Huffman, executive board member. Brianna Foff, Abigail Woodard. These are your student council members from the class of 2026. Students, you may be seated. I'd like to ask Mrs. Caitlin Papin to please come to the stage for recognition of the students in our Thespian Honor Society.
Graduates wearing honor cords colored in blue and gold are members of the St. Genevieve Chapter 11956 of Thespian Honor Society. To become a thespian, a student must earn 10 points, the equivalent of 100 hours of excellent theatrical work. Thespians who demonstrate high academic success and overall coursework earn the distinction of scholar, as seen by their twisted cords. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing and everyone please hold your applause until all students are introduced. Caden Breeden, Chloe Dixon, Jordan Garrett Grau, Tegan Graves, Josephine Guilford, Carter Hogemiller, Millie Huffman, Lucy Hunsley, Tristan Keith, Marlena Lucan, Eleanor McClin, Emily Merrifield, and Isaiah Messer. These are your Thespian Honor Society members from the class of 2026. Students, you may be seated. I now call on Dustin Schnabel, Assistant Principal and A+ Coordinator, for the presentation of our A+ Schools graduates.
We are very proud to acknowledge our A+ Schools program graduates wearing green and white cords of distinction. These students have met the A+ requirements, which are a 2.5 non-weighted cumulative grade point average, a 95% cumulative attendance average, a record of good citizenship, a score of proficient or advanced on the Algebra 1 end of the course exam or alternative qualifier, and must have completed at least 50 hours of unpaid tutoring or mentoring. As certified A+ students, they are eligible for tuition assistance to attend any Missouri community college or vocational technical school. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing, and would everyone please hold your applause until all students are introduced. Alex Bosler, Sawyer Bowman, Olivia Bays, Elijah Bennett, Damon Brooks, Carly Fernau, Luke Ferranto, Kennedy Fisher, Emma Geck, Josephine Guilford, Carter Hogenmiller, Millie Huffman, Lucille Hunsley, Jeffrey Hunter, Lillian Kohler, Kyra Kreitler, Allison Loudenbeck, Marlena Lucan, Abby Merklin, Caitlin Mole, Taylor Peterson, Brianna Foff, Tom Pinkley, Jacob Salser, Chloe Trillian, Paul Taylor, Chase Thompson, Cameron Vogt, Jacob Warren, Lindley Weiner, Abigail Woodard, and Gavin Zerwig. This is the 25th graduating class from St. Gen High School as A+ seniors. They have worked hard, and we're very proud of them. Please give them your applause. Students, you may be seated. At this time, I'd like to call on Dr. Boyd, principal of the high school, to return to the podium.
Four special awards are presented at graduation to 2 girls and 2 boys in the senior class. These students are voted on by the entire high school teaching staff, and they represent outstanding characteristics such as character, leadership, citizenship, and scholarship. Students, when I call your name, please come up on stage to receive your award. The recipients of the 2026 Danforth I Dare You Awards are, for the ladies, Miss Eleanor Sierra McClin. And for the gentleman, Mr. Luke Anthony Ferranto. The two recipients of the 2026 Outstanding Senior Girl and Senior Boy Awards are: Outstanding Senior Girl is Miss Abigail Rose Woodard. And the Outstanding Senior Boy for the class of 2026 is Mr. Elijah Harrison Bennett. I'm pleased to call to the podium Dr. Hannah Fritchie Dunsey for the recognition of students earning their state FFA degree.
St. Genevieve FFA members that have received the state FFA degree this past year have demonstrated an exceptional amount of time into their SAE and local FFA chapter. The state FFA degree is the highest degree that a member can receive at the state level. To receive this award, students must have completed the following actions: have ever earned or productively invested at least $1,000 or worked at least 300 hours in excess of scheduled class time in a supervised agriculture experience program, demonstrated leadership ability by performing parliamentary law procedures, giving speeches on topics related to agriculture, and serving as an FFA member or committee chairperson, have completed a community service record, and have a satisfactory academic record certified by the agriculture teacher and the school principal. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing, and would everyone please hold your applause until all students are introduced. Alyssa Beckerman. Jacob Sulser. These are the students receiving the state FFA degree from the class of 2026. Students, you may be seated. At this time, I would like to call my colleague, Mrs. Bree Uzel, to the stage.
The Société Honoraire de Français, or French Honor Society, is a national honor society established in 1949. To qualify as a member in the St. Genevieve chapter, students must be enrolled in French 3 or higher, have maintained a grade of A- or higher in French classes, and have a total unweighted GPA of 3.2 or higher. And to graduate with these honors, students must also volunteer 5 hours per school year in our local community with one of the French colonial organizations. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing, and would everyone please hold your applause until all students are introduced. J.C. Bowman, Eleanor McClin. These are the French Honor Society students from the class of 2026. Students, you may be seated, and I'm going to put on a different hat. An academic distinction that we have the privilege of honoring again this year are the students wearing gold medallions. These students have been recognized for their academic achievement All students, regardless of their program of study, have an equal opportunity to achieve this honor. These students were recognized last night at our annual Dragons with Distinction ceremony. The first group I have the privilege of recognizing are the students who have earned the distinction of cum laude. These students are graduating with a cumulative non-weighted grade point average of 3.2 to 3.49. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing, and would everyone please hold your applause until all students are introduced. Sawyer Bowman, Alyssa Beckerman, Evan Coyne, Connor Grass, Chloe Grass, Austin Hendricks, Carter Hogan-Miller, Millie Huffman, Olivia Kirchner, Cameron LaRose, Emily Merrifield, Fallon Mitchell, Trinity Monroe, Lila Oberreiter, Taylor Peterson, Reagan Piku, Lillian Schwint, Chase Thompson, Brian Vansel III, Jacob Warren. These are your cum laude students from the class of 2026. Students, you may be seated. Next, I would like to recognize the students who have earned the distinction of magna cum laude. These students are graduating with a cumulative non-weighted grade point average from 3.5 to 3.79. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing, and would everyone please hold your applause until all students are introduced. Alexander Bosler, Olivia Bays, Elijah Bennett, Chloe Choate, Jason Engel, Carly Furnow, Josephine Guilford, Connor Hardin, Jeffrey Hunter Jr., Ryder Keyser, Maya Klein, Lillian Kohler, Kyra Kreitler, Allison Loudenbach, Marlena Lucan, Abigail Merklin, Brianna Pfaff, Justin Slinkard, Jacob Solser, Chloe Terillian, Madden Wolk, and Gavin Zerwig. These are your magna cum laude students for the class of 2026. Students, you may be seated. Finally, I am honored to recognize the students who have earned the distinction of summa cum laude. These students are graduating with a cumulative non-weighted grade point average of 3.8 or higher. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing, and would everyone please hold your applause until all students are introduced. J.C. Bowman, Luke Ferranto, Kennedy Fisher, Sophie Garcia, Emma Gegg, Gavin Gegg, Tylen Hager, Lucille Hunsley, Vivian Kiefer, Eleanor McClin, Cecilia Mooney, Paul Taylor, Lindley Weiner, and Abigail Woodard. These are your summa cum laude students from the class of 2026. Students, you may be seated. Many other students have received honors. These honors have been listed on the inside of the program you have received tonight. Please refer to the program to review the additional numerous academic accomplishments of the class of 2026. I am pleased to invite to the stage Mr. Russ Toombs for the acknowledgement of scholarships and scholarship recipients.
Each year, we'd like to take a moment to recognize the students who receive local scholarships. We sincerely appreciate the support of the community and businesses that fund the scholarship that the students receive, and we're proud of the dedicated commitment to education that exists within our community. These scholarships are appreciated by the students, and I know they will help these students achieve their goals. I would like to recognize these students and the businesses that sponsored the scholarships. Students, please stand as I call your name. Remain standing until all recipients have been announced. Please hold your applause until all recipients have been recognized. Alexander Bosler, St. John High School Boys Basketball, Vern Bowman Contracting. J.C. Bowman, Rotary Student of the Month, St. John Community Foundation, Citizens Electric. Sawyer Bowman, Elks Tech Recognition, Riverside Landscaping. Olivia Bays, Hoffman Foundation, St. John Democratic Club. Alyssa Beckerman, St. John High School FFA, Dennis P. Fleeg Memorial, Dunsey Family Foundation FFA. Elijah Bennett, St. Genevieve River Dogs, St. John High School Student Council, St. John High School Boys Basketball. Luke Ferranto, Bloomsdale Elementary PTO, All Sports Boosters, Elk Student of the Month, Lost Acres Tractor Club, United Steelworkers Local 169G, Brock Miller Construction. Kennedy Fisher, Sons of the American Legion, Dennis P. Fleeg Memorial, Elk Student of the Month, St. Genevieve Memorial Hospital Medical Staff, Buckholz Kiefer American Legion Post 150, American Legion Auxiliary Unit 150. Sophie Garcia, St. Genevieve Rotary Club, Bloomsdale Excavating. Emma Gegg, Don Heil Oil Company, Nikki Reed Memorial, Nancy Brigg Memorial, All Sports Boosters, Lakeland Insurance, Rotary Student of the Month, Farmers Table at 4-H, Gavin Gegg, Elk Student of the Month, Armella Peterson, Environmental Products, R&K Excavation, First State Community Bank of St. Genevieve, Dennis Walker, VFW Post 2210, St. Genevieve Country Mart, MFA Foundation, Keely Grissom, MSTA CTA, Josephine Guilford, SGNEA, Lost Acres Tractor Club, Eric Scott International, Tylen Hager, St. Genevieve JC's, Rotary Student of the Month, Carter Hogemiller, St. Genevieve Men's Horseshoe League, Millie Huffman, St. Genevieve High School Student Council, Lucille Hunsley, Elk Student of the Month, Peggy J. Johnson Memorial, Dwayne Dunsey Memorial, Jeffrey Hunter Jr., Coleman Resources, Ryder Keyser, Elks Military Recognition, Vivian Kiefer, Sons of the American Legion, Dennis P. Fleeg Memorial, Bosler Funeral Home, Nancy Brigg Memorial, Elk Student of the Month, Zell Area JC's, Dennis Walker, VFW Post 2210, Olivia Kirchner, Bloomsdale Elementary PTO, Lillian Kohler, Nancy Brigg Memorial, Alvin Brown Memorial, Kyra Kreitler, Michael Stewart Memorial, Fury Softball, Rotary Student of the Month, St. Genevieve R2 Faculty and Staff, Mideast Missouri Contractors, Little Saline Sportsman's Club, Betty Garrity Memorial, St. Genevieve Art Guild, Marlena Lucan, Rotary Student of the Month, Allison Loudenbach, T. Drury Contracting, St. John High School Mentors, Eleanor McClin, Elk Student of the Month, Local Small Business, Environmental Products Incorporated, Ability Network, Bloomsdale Bank, St. Genevieve Lions Club, First State Community Bank St. Genevieve, Greater Federation Women Club Helen Smith Scholarship, Abigail Merklin, Andrew Marzuko Memorial, Linda Coleman Henson Memorial, Emily Merrifield, Elks Military Recognition, Drake Meyer, St. Genevieve Women's Horseshoes, Caitlin Mole, MFA Foundation, Weingarten JC's, Cecilia Mooney, Elk Student of the Month, St. Genevieve NEA, St. John High School Band Boosters, Bob Gustafson Women Club, Evan Nagger, Rick and Betty O'Brien Memorial, Brianna Pfaff, All Sports Boosters, Rotary Student of the Month, Buckholz Kiefer American Legion Post 150, St. John High School Student Council, Reagan Piku, Lindsay Roth Memorial, MSTA CTA, Caitlin Ross, St. Genevieve Ambulance District Paramedic, Lily Schwint, St. Genevieve Chamber of Commerce, Farmers Table FFA, Brendan Sexton, Les Capitans, Jacob Sulser, St. Genevieve High School FFA, Dennis P. Fleeg Memorial, St. Genevieve High School Band Boosters, Chloe Terillion, Hoffman Foundation, Nancy Brigg Memorial, Peggy J. Johnson Memorial, Paul Taylor, All Sports Boosters, Elk Student of the Month, MRV Banks, St. Genevieve R2 Faculty and Staff, Chase Thompson, St. Genevieve County Tech Foundation, Michael Stewart Memorial, Nancy Brigg Memorial, Lydia Vaith, August Gus Grind Jr. Memorial, Lindley Weiner, Michael Stewart Memorial, Fury Softball, All Sports Boosters, Rotary Student of the Month. Kennedy Weibrecht, Elks Military Recognition. Madden Woke, St. Genevieve Vision Care, All Sports Boosters, Rotary Student of the Month, Legion Riders. Abigail Woodard, Daughters of the American Revolution, Bethany Beckett Memorial, St. Genevieve Rotary Club, Elks Student of the Month, Michael Stewart Memorial, Bill Carl Memorial, St. Genevieve High School Student Council, National Wild Turkey Federation, Dunsey Family Foundation Legacy. Gavin Zerwig, Rotary Student of the Month. The small business scholarship donors include Lark Custom Cabinets, Fisher Quarry and Hauling, Shoe & Sons Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Rosie Posies LLC, County Home Center, Tower Rock Stone, Quarry Workers, Local 829, Computer Solutions, St. Genevieve Farmers Market, Drury Outdoors. Please give these scholarship recipients and businesses a round of applause. I'd like to thank you. I would also like to thank Ms. Brumfield, Ms. Stoll for their organization and distribution of the scholarship application to the class of 2026. This year, our local scholarship contribution is up over $121,000 for the school year, which is an increase of nearly $20,000 from last year. We certainly appreciate all of our local businesses and their contributions to the future successes of the students at SGHS. Students, you may be seated.
The students wearing gold stoles are the senior class officers for the class of 2026. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing. Would everyone please hold your applause until all students are introduced. President, Ms. Brianna Foff. Executive Member, Ms. J.C. Bowman. Executive Member, Mr. Elijah Bennett. Executive Member, Ms. Vivian Kiefer. And Executive Member, Ms. Eleanor McClin. These are the class officers for the class of 2026. Please give them your applause. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to acknowledge the students who are wearing red, white, and blue honor cords. These students are the members of the class of 2026 who are enlisting to serve our country and have received their detachment dates. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing, and would everyone please again hold your applause until all students are introduced. Ryder Keyser, Army National Guard. Emily Merrifield, Army National Guard. Kennedy Weibrecht, Army National Guard. These are the students of the Armed Forces for the class of 2026. At this time, I would ask also that all veterans of the armed forces who are in attendance tonight, please stand and be recognized. We want to take an opportunity to thank you for your dedication and service to our country. Again, thank you for your service. I'm proud to call to the podium our Superintendent of Schools for the St. Genevieve County R-II School District, Dr. Paul Taylor, for several comments. Dr. Taylor, the podium is yours.
Good evening. Before we close tonight, I want to leave the class of 2026 with just a few final thoughts. You've made it through early mornings, late nights, tests, projects, practices, performances, deadlines, detours, and maybe even a few moments when you wondered if the adults around you really knew what they were doing. And yet here you are. You are leaving St. Genevieve High School with more than a diploma. You are leaving with stories, lessons, friendships, and a foundation that will travel with you long after tonight. So as you go, remember this: dream big, but stay grounded. Work hard, but stay humble. Move forward, but remember home. And when life gets complicated, as it will, take a breath and do the next right thing and keep going. You are dragons, and that means you are part of a family shaped by tradition and called to pursue excellence in whatever path lies before you. So class of 2026, whether your next step takes you to college, the workforce, the military, a trade, or somewhere you have not yet fully figured out, we are proud of you. We believe in you, and we look forward to seeing the mark you make on the world. Mr. Bosler and members of the Board of Education, it is my honor to declare to you that the young people assembled before you have fulfilled all the requirements set forth by the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education and the additional requirements set forth by the St. Genevieve County R-II Board of Education. They are now eligible to receive their high school diplomas, along with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Give us just a moment to rearrange and we'll get started.
Brianna Alexis Foff. Gavin Nathaniel Geck. Jace Christopher Amsler. Faith Nicole Alman. Alexander David Bosler. JC May Bowman. Sawyer James Bowman. Olivia Faith Bays. Alyssa Brianne Beckerman. Elijah Harrison Bennett. Lucy Marie Blankenship. Alyssa Gail Bowen. Dalton Michael Dean Bowen. Colton Lewis Brace. Caden Riley Breeden. Damon Michael Charles Brooks. Ian James Cairns. Caleb Ashton Capps. Lily Mae Cazell. Chloe Jo Choate. Evan Daniel Coyne. Caius D. Allen Connors Weaver. Raylyn Phoenix Cooper. Nathan Lee Cummings. Tasha Lynn Nicole DeClue. Gabriel Joseph DiMercurio. Chloe Faye Dixon. Jason David Engel. Alexis Ray Femmer. Carly Faith Furnow. Luke Anthony Ferranto. John Thomas Finley. Kennedy Nicole Fisher. Sophie Bell Garcia. Jordan Lynn Garrett Grau. Emma Lee Geck. Hannah Nicole Graham. Connor James Grass. Tegan David Graves. Keely Ann Grissom. Chloe Lynn Gross. Josephine Suzanne Guilford. Tylen Reed Hager. Connor Joseph Harden. Miley Clarice Harmon. Wyatt Xander Carson Helm. Austin Lucas Hendricks. Carter Jaden Hogenmiller. Millie Faith Huffman. Lucille Grace Hunsley. Jeffrey Lee Hunter Jr. Brendan Alexander Jamerson. Aubrey Louise Joggerst. Kiani Janae Johnson. Landon Michael Jones. Noah David Jordan. Tristan Thomas Claude Keith. Ryder J. Keyser. Eleanor Sierra McClin. Vivian Mary Kiefer. Olivia Grace Kirchner. Maya Catherine Klein. Lillian Elizabeth Kohler. Kyra Janet Kreitler. Cameron Michael LaRose. Angela Marie Lohman. Allison Rose Loudenbach. Marlena Marie Lucan. Mackenzie Lynn Maloney. Caden Michael Manning. Brady William Marshall. Abigail Lucille Merklin. Emily Eileen Merrifield. Isaiah Wesley Messer. Drake Xavier Meyer. Fallon Kayana Okalani Mitchell. Caitlin Rose Mall. Trinity Noel Monroe. Cecilia Hope Mooney. Austin Michael Nagger. Evan Nicholas Nagger. Lila Christine Oberreiter. Ethan Mitchell Ottens. Haley Mackenzie Pardick. Taylor Michelle Peterson. Reagan Adriana Piku. Talon James Pinkley. Roland Michael Pittner. McKenna Marie Pollock. Holton Stephen Reeves. Hunter Ryan Ryering. Levi David Richardson. Isaiah Zion Rosenzweig. Caitlin Renee Ross. Justin Michael Schweigert. Lillian Grace Schwint. Brendan Allen Sexton. Justin William Slinkard. Serenity Marie Smith. Jacob Michael Sulcer. Levi William Sutton. Chloe Grace Terillian. Paul Joseph Taylor. Chase Xavier Thompson. Lydia Ann Vaith. Brian Keith Vansel III. Cameron James Vogt. Sierra Maxine Ward. Jacob Matthew Warren. Lindley Ray Weiner. Kennedy Rose Weibrecht. London Vincent White Hume. Logan Charles Lee Wolk. Madden Owen Wolk. Abigail Rose Woodard. Gavin Jacob Zerwig.
Do I read the next part, John? About standing and applauding? Okay.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us stand and applaud the graduates. They're ready to go. It's got to be better than that, though. All right, graduates, please stand. As we close our graduation ceremony, we ask that the audience stay seated until all graduates has exited the building. They will meet you outside the building at the front of the gymnasium briefly before boarding the buses for project graduation. Where's Mr. Keeker at? We got to do better than that. Okay. I would now like to call to the stage Mr. Dustin Keeker. As many of you know, tradition is an important element of our district motto. This portion of the ceremony has become tradition. Mr. Keeker, and this year I am going to join you as it is my last time leading the graduation ceremony. Let's help remind our students and school community the importance of the identity of St. Genevieve High School. Students, no matter how far away from home you go, you can always be sure to remember.
Remember, once a dragon, always a dragon. 1, 2, 3. SDE!
All right, at this time, I would like to again call on the class officers for the last time as students of SGHS to lead us in the singing of the school song and the traditional changing of the tassel.